Tonight is going to be a fun night. It already has been. John and Shawn from Planet Pointless have graced us with their presence, so I'm sure we're all in for a fun time as we discuss new ideas, skateboarding, I'm sure, and Halloween.
Yeah! Woo! Nice to be here. Thanks, guys.
It's so cool having you guys here. We've already had a long conversation, at least 10 minutes of just going over all kinds of stuff, which I'm sure I will use in outtakes after the show. But
Perfect.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Shawn and John from Planet Pointless in the house.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
We've had podcasters on before,
Nice.
but this is different. This is a little different for us. You guys, I know you, Shawn, as Fern. From Skateboarding World. I took some shots of you one time, and I can't thank you enough because they're still to this day some of my favorite photos I've ever made.
My pleasure.
It was awesome. And John, it's really nice to get to know you. We've had some conversation already, and it's so far so good, man. This is going to be a great chat.
Fantastic. Yeah, so if we could stop running this like it's our own thing, Shawn.
No,
Come on.
you can run it like your own thing. That's totally cool.
Great. Fantastic.
We are malleable. We will ebb and flow. But before we get to that, let's just say hi to Mark and Aurora. Aurora, how have you been this week?
I've been doing pretty good. It's been a bit of a crazy week at the store. Pretty short
Aren't
staff.
they always crazy weeks at the store?
Yes. Yeah. They are. It's just I've been loaning staff out to other stores, so it's been kind of busy, a little stressful.
Heavy.
But I'm happy my week is over. Monday, Tuesday is my weekend this weekend, so I'm happy to start off my weekend this way. And really happy to meet Shawn and John. I think this is going to be a really fun and funny conversation, actually.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
This is good. We're
Set the
not,
bar low.
We're not comedians by any stretch, but like we do our best to make people laugh.
Hey, it starts with you laughing, which is already happening. So there we go.
I've been told it's contagious. I don't know how contagious.
It is.
But...
I've been told the opposite.
Mark, how's your week been, man?
It's been pretty good. Anybody that follows me on the socials knows that I had a run-in with some squirrels.
Oh my God!
I found a squirrel nest under the hood of my car when I pulled into the gas station. Went to put some washer fluid in, and there was this big squirrel nest, and so emptied it out. And then I got home and thought, well, I'll you can not spotlight me. That you don't need to spotlight me. Nobody needs to see this. So then I got home and I thought, okay, well, I'll finish cleaning it out. And I thought I better check my wife's truck. So I popped the hood, and there was an even bigger nest under the hood of her truck. So
oh my God!
Holy shit!
I checked the two that are in the garage were unscathed. So there's nothing under the hood of those. But both my wife's and my truck ended up with squirrels. So a little bit of squirrel be gone. Got them cleaned out, and of course, while I was there, I did a quick detail under the hood. So.
Oh, good.
Why not?
There you go.
Why not? Because
Okay,
I know. Again, one of you I know is not a car guy, but I am, so that's good. Yeah. So.
Here. Yeah.
And
Well, all
let's
the
be a little
vegetarians and vegans in the house are very happy that the squirrel survived. So
Perfect. I said squirrel be gone. I never said what happened to the squirrel. We'll leave that to your.
we're assuming.
Leave that to you. No, there has been no squirrels harmed yet, just the nests. But
Oh, good.
just the
one of
nest
them
and
is
the shroud over your
yeah,
engine parts.
the insulation. Yeah, they did a lot on the insulation, but
Yeah, I know
it makes the
Shawn
car lighter. It's faster now.
is a car guy. If you see the photo, Shawn, man, you would not like it.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure I would cry. I try and keep my car as like pristine as possible, even though it's a fuel efficient family car. Like
Okay.
I do my best to keep it like looking good. Like I was out there for like 2 hours detailing it today. So if I saw squirrels in there, I'd freak my shit off.
Yeah.
Oh, I have squirrel stories, but I'm not allowed to say it when we're actually recording, so I'll have to tell that story.
Oh, now we've got to hear
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
this past weekend, yeah. Anyway, can't talk about that right now. My wife has already given me shit, so let's just move on.
We'll just finish my story with that. I borrowed some live traps from my neighbor, and when I catch the little buggers, I'm going to relocate them to Kapuskasing. So
Kapuskasing, right on.
Yeah.
Why specifically there?
Yeah,
it's the furthest point north I visit, so why not?
Oh, okay, there you go. Fair enough. All right. Well, creativity. This is the whole point of our show, guys. We bring people onto our show who are creatives, who love to Sorry, my cat is visiting. It's just
Not going to get a complaint from me.
okay. Good to know.
So
We bring people on the show who are creatives and who manage to take their life and make it part of their creativity. And you guys are doing that. But it's not just the creativity in your podcasting. Like Shawn, I know from your skateboarding. I mean, that's all creativity. Your vehicle, creativity. Yeah. John, your tattoos, creativity. I mean, I could probably go on and on with all the little things that you guys have done. But have you noticed from birth that you guys were into creating and doing things to, I don't know, get a laugh or to just be different? Like I found most of the people that we talk to, they start off really young. And there's these signs from birth that they're meant to do something creative.
Yeah, for sure.
Not really. No,
nothing creative about him.
I came out of the womb as like a blank sheet of paper, and I've just remained that way up until this point. So here we are.
Wow. Yeah, I guess kind of. Yeah, there's a movie in there somewhere. Yeah. I don't know. I started like playing music when I was pretty young, I think. Like my grandma forced me into piano lessons. I thank her for it now. Yes. But, you know, they're like, you're not going to play soccer. You got to do piano. So, yeah. And then I started picking up guitar when I got older and, you know, found punk music. And then I'm the beast you see before you today, you know, covered in tattoos and, you know, drinking a beer on a Monday.
Is that a problem?
No.
A beer?
No, it's hardcore. We're good.
Because, you know, Rush would have to get very upset with me if that was a problem.
Oh, wow. What a can.
Well, that's nifty.
Right?
Yeah. So now that you've tried it, Brian, how is that beer?
It's actually not bad. I don't make all squidgy faces when I eat it, when I drink it. So
you know what? I'm gonna join you guys on the beer, actually. Let me go into my overly stocked and very disgusting fridge and grab a fresh Corona, actually.
Does this deserve a solo layout view of you grabbing your Corona? Wait a minute, that's awkward. I'm just moving on.
Entirely sure what we're looking at right now.
Look at this. Everybody, pay attention to the cat in the window. Don't watch what was going on over there.
Some undesirable parts of your room that we don't want to look at.
There you go. Now, is it Corona because of Corona, or are you drinking Corona because of Corona, or did you always like Corona?
I wasn't really like, I can't say I was raised on it, but I don't know. Corona was like one of those beers I just picked up and I was like, damn, this is fucking good.
Yeah, it is a decent beer for a lighter beer. It's not bad.
Exactly. It's fantastic. And a lot of my buddies think it's you know, rat piss, but I think it's fantastic. I'm the only guy who drinks it. I mean, I can't afford it, but I drink it.
I don't know. I think it tastes like you're drinking a nug. It's weird. Like as soon as you put your nose up to it, it kind of smells like weedy. You know, it's weird to me. Never liked it.
That's true. That's a good point. Never thought of
can't get with it. But I used to drink Bone Shaker, which used to floor me, so I have no idea where my taste is at. Like those like 7.8 IPAs, it's like you're drinking a full meal. No idea why you would do that to yourself.
Yeah, it's a loaf of bread in a can. It's perfect.
Exactly. It's like giving yourself food poisoning on purpose. I don't know why anybody would do that.
I don't know if I'm aging myself, but I used to drink Red Bull beer.
What? That exists?
Red Bull beer, or was it Red Dog?
No, it was Red Bull, and I think it was 7.3%.
Unholy.
And that's the only reason I got it. Because I was just allowed to drink, and
more
it was the most
alcohol per volume.
Beer possible.
That's weird. Brian, I know you look like you're 25, but like, did you sit beside Jesus in the second grade? Like, is that how old that is?
Just about.
Man, anybody in the house, a Colt 45 or a 40 when you could first start to drink?
Yep.
So
yes.
in my fridge right now, I have 2 bottles of Labatt 50.
Get out of here.
There we are.
Brush the dust off of 50. It was my sister gave them to me. I can't drink them until my 50th birthday.
Oh, so, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
nice.
I'm not sure. If you don't see me next week, Brian, it's because I drank those beers.
There you go.
I'm getting loaded.
Okay, so let's get back into the creativity side of things. You guys are doing this podcast. Tell us a little bit about the podcast, why you're doing it. I know I have a brief understanding of why you're doing it for very similar reasons why I think we're doing ours. But I'll let you guys take the floor.
Sure.
John, do you want
I'd love to. Absolutely. Yeah, things got really serious during the first, like the last year and a half, I guess, like the entire time. And when lockdowns were all over the place and people weren't sure what was up and what was down, we were like, we want to make something that'll make people laugh and make each other laugh more importantly. And yeah, there was a couple iterations of Planet Pointless before it became a podcast. Like I had like 2 or 3 different ideas and they all were dog shit. But and you could probably find them on SoundCloud, but I'm not going to say the names.
It's still out there.
It's somewhere. It's somewhere.
Nothing ever leaves the internet. It's always there.
No, you got to be careful. And I don't remember the password, so they're up there forever. And yeah, so yeah, we're about we've been doing this for about a year now. A year as of 7 days ago. Actually, we put up our first episode.
Wow. Happy anniversary.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
It's real romantic.
The broversary.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all.
Yeah, so what started as a therapeutic kind of experiment for both John and I mean, we've been friends for like what, 10, maybe 11 years now.
Something like that, yeah.
We've never really had like a thing to do with each other. You know what I mean? Like we've always like had skateboarding, but John actually a few years back tore his MCL and his ACL, I believe.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
So I remember it like it was yesterday. I was there for the whole thing and it was not a good show.
No.
But after that, he got really heavy into music and, you know, I started hanging out with him and we had more in-depth conversations and, you know, it wasn't just about skateboarding, which was nice. You know, it's nice to kind of step out of the whole, like, I just want to get drunk and high and go skateboarding with my friends all night and all day. So
yeah.
It was nice to like, you know, hang out with them and talk and actually have like human and like adult conversations, you know? So I don't know. It was really weird how it all started, but we kind of just like recorded an episode. We made a couple of videos and it just so happened that we were super funny. Showed it to a couple friends and they were like, you gotta go on with this. Like this has to continue. So we just kind of kept it going.
Yeah. There's always the assumption that you take like the first podcast, I guess, was like, we took the phone, pressed record, and just plopped it in the middle of a table of like 4 people and expect it to be like an easy to follow, cogent conversation, but that didn't quite work out. So we ended up just doing the 2 of us. And yeah, the first like 20 episodes or something is just like a cell phone and us in his apartment.
But you did it. You made it happen.
Hell yeah.
And you kept at it and you kept on trying different iterations and you found yourselves to your comfort zone. And that's, I think, a beautiful thing. My first podcast I did with my buddy Phil, we sat at my kitchen table and we started recording with a Zoom. And
nice.
It ended up being the Moose's podcast. We ended up, I think, talking about moose and mooses for about half an hour. And it was
it.
Stupidest thing you've ever heard.
Yeah. And they didn't even hit mooses's.
No, we never got into the mooses.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you can tell I was a fan. I was like their number 1 and only fan. So.
Yeah.
It was the Meese podcast.
Right? Yeah.
What a tight niche. Like how'd you get there?
It was horrible.
You guys just had like this really meaningful conversation about moose and you're like, we need to do this 45-minute long.
I know. It was going to go a completely different direction and it ended up sticking on the mooses and the meese and the moose.
And the mice, yeah.
No mice. Sorry. Correct yourself. No mice.
Oh, okay. Oh, stifle.
Careful. Okay, anyway. But it's fun doing stuff like this. And again, the reason why we're doing what we do is for that whole same reason. You know, COVID hit, our creativity options were limited. And we just said we have to do something to keep ourselves sane and to keep ourselves doing something. It certainly helped for us. The last episode, or the one that's actually airing tonight, is the episode with just us again, where we look back at our previous 24 episodes and kind of go over the really cool parts and the really parts that were weird and surprising. We had one episode that just went completely off the rails in as far as viewers. The viewers were like not happy with our guest, and it was just the craziest reaction we got to it. Have you guys had anything like that with your podcast?
It's mainly us
got like
that are the
3,000 views and
It's mainly me that they complained about, actually. Everybody loves John. They just hate me.
There's a ton of complaints about Sean. Yeah.
What kind of complaints would Sean get?
I don't know if I can say.
Some of them were very rude. One of them, I think, was they told me that I was like super annoying and that I should just like stop talking and that John was like the only good part of the podcast, which I honestly, I'm not going to disagree with that because like he's the brains of the operation, right? I sit here and I kind of just, you know, I flow off whatever he gives me, kind of thing. But yeah, a lot of people don't like me, and I quite frankly don't give a shit. So,
which is what makes it work.
Yeah,
he's made it very clear that he does not give a shit.
I've become the most uncancelable person on the face of planet Earth, apparently.
Yeah, it's never our guests though. Our guests actually have gotten some pretty good feedback. We used to have Madeline is lame. There you go. That's her handle on Twitch. She does a lot of that streaming stuff.
Yep.
And she was very popular when she was on too. But she's off to bigger and better things. So
yes.
Yeah. But yeah, never a guest. It's mainly Shawn. And or something that something me or you said. I think in the first like 1 or 2 episodes, we weren't really like, maybe 2 or 3. We were like just kind of talking for the sake of talking. We didn't really have like outlines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we didn't really edit, which you should. And there's some stuff that should have been cut out that wasn't, and we got called out for it. But
Oh, really?
Oh, geez.
yeah, it's fine. No, we're
Actually,
good.
something I was curious about because we'll edit our show a little bit, but it's usually just cutting off the front, maybe trimming off the back, putting a bumper on, put it out. Do you guys actually have to edit throughout the whole show? Like take snippets out?
I definitely will take out full chunks of dialogue.
mainly my dialogue.
It's just because, like, if you're talking about certain, like, and that's why we've tried to make our show like a COVID-free zone for the most part, because we don't want to we were trying to avoid the depression of the thing, right? We don't want to like have that around for all of our episodes. And like for a while, we just started talking a lot about it. And then we would go off on these tirades and we'd both get angry and then it would be this whole thing. And then I'd be like, wow, where did the time go? We've been, swearing and cursing for like 30 minutes. I have to take out some of this.
I think I listened to one of those yesterday.
Oh, man. If you're talking about the most recent thing that went up, I just didn't sleep. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, my episode, I want to say 53. Is that?
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's the most recent one, too.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's the one I listened to. Now, you've got some that are of varying lengths. Like, you've got some that I noticed were like 20 minutes. So I listened to, I didn't watch. I listened to a couple of those because they were playing in the background while I worked. And every time I'd be working, I would just stop and I'd just like stick because I was listening through Apple. So I'd be working away and like I'm not, it's all numbers, right? So I'm working on numbers and
right.
Did he? Yeah. He said that. Okay, and I just he said it again. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's right.
Well, the funny part was the messages that we were getting in our group chat. The whole time Mark is watching, we're getting updates. They just said this. They just said this.
They said that. They talked about the 7 words you can't say on television.
Oh yeah.
And I can't believe you pulled that off because all of your other episodes are completely like off the fucking rails. And there you are trying not to swear. And I love the way you set up the what constitutes what's a swear word, and you finally landed on George Carlin's 7 words you can't say on television. So I thought that was pretty good. That was actually a tough episode for me, believe it or not, because I actually got very sick afterwards. I think bottling up the curse words is like so bad for me because it actually it's just like a negative energy I gotta release somehow, and that's the only way I know how to do it. So
a negative energy valve is what it is.
Yeah, so trying to hold it in, I remember I called John immediately like an hour after, and I was like, dude, I am in the bathroom and I cannot get out. I need help. And he's like, I'm not coming over. So well, I see you still have your eyebrows, so that means that you were a success. So yeah, they're
but he might be losing his chest hair pretty soon, actually.
Oh yeah, perfect. No, that's gonna be a fun YouTube video. We actually we might be recruiting my sister for that one.
She's got a 40-year-old virgin, his chest hair.
I'm gonna wax it right off.
Alrighty.
Okay, to what end?
Shawn and writhing pain. That's the point.
I got a little bit of a tan on me, so if I come out like red, I have to look sunburnt at least just right here. So that's
you know what? I'll explain why. Because he posted a photo of himself on his Instagram. Wearing like jogging pants without a shirt on with an axe, like he just cut a tree down or something. And I was like, oh my God. And he had those like round sunglasses on. I was like, what is this outfit, dude?
There's an explanation, okay? There's an explanation for that. I was told by my brother-in-law to post a photo chopping wood or like a video chopping wood with my shirt off. And I was like, okay, cool. Because I had just gotten out of a long relationship. And I was like, you know what? I got to get out there, get back on the horse. Why not?
That's what the kids call a thirst trap.
Yeah. I didn't think of it as that, but I posted it as a joke. And the caption, from what I remember, was if that doesn't give me douchebag or shirtless douchebag of the year award holding an axe, I don't know what will. And people just thought it was funny. They were like, dude, your chest hair is uneven. And I was like, I know, I got to sort that out. So
we're going to sort it out.
We're going to sort it out.
We're going to sort it out.
There are less painful ways to manscape. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, there's our boy right there.
Nice.
I just had to share this photo.
I remember that.
So when we're talking about physical appearance, we're talking about looking this or looking that. This is how I know you.
Oh my God, I'm wearing jeans. That's unheard of.
Wow. What is this? Can I look at the people photo there? What is that? Is that his board slide face? Look at that.
All of the other people that look just like him. There you go.
Oh, nice. I love how it does the facial recognition thing.
Google Photos is an incredible thing.
I love that so much. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, so, quite the photo.
That day when we were out shooting, that was, I think you were having a rough day on that day because you had been out the night before, quite late, and you kept on saying, oh, I'm tired, I can't do anything. And then you would do everything. You'd be flipping it and you'd be doing things and you'd land it perfectly and you'd look cool. And I'd be like, holy shit. And you'd be like, yeah, I'm not feeling good though, man. Like this isn't working for me.
You're inflating my ego here, buddy.
but if you think about it, to be able to perform those tricks and be able to pull them off consistently and do them repeatedly and repetitively, how long did it take you to get to that level and to be the confident skater that you are?
It took me a long time. Actually, as of I think December 21st, so my 27th birthday, I would have been skateboarding for 20 years, actually, which is really weird to think about.
Unreal.
So yeah, I started when I was 7, if my math is correct. I think it should be. I'm not really good at math, so bear with me. It was a lot of years of just kind of sitting on my driveway, just kind of pushing around, kind of just learning shit on my own. And then actually I was kind of like a novice level, I guess you could say. Like I wasn't very good, but I remember meeting John for the first time and our group of rapscallion fucking rat friends that we just hung around with and skated with. I think once I met them, they like them as a whole, John including, they really pushed me to kind of like to just not only be better for like the sake of like our team and our group, but to be better for like myself, so it was a nice like confidence boost going out and skateboarding and learning from them and them learning from me kind of thing. It was mainly me learning from them because I'm a sponge, I soak up all this shit. So but it was really weird because when I first met them I was terrible, I was trash, but John thought I was fantastic for some reason. I think that positivity and that good energy was like pushing me to go forward, and no matter what kind of shit hit the fan, it always gave me more of an incentive to kind of better myself. And John can attest to the fact that like there was a time where I wouldn't do any of that shit that Brian would see, and then I just like shot right out. I was just going all nuts and shit.
It's like an overnight sensation kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like you got it and then it clicked in your brain how to do things, and then it just cool.
Yeah.
John, do you skate too?
Here and there. I actually popped the kickflip the other day, just on my driveway. But yeah, not a lot these days though. When I met Shawn though, I think I'd been skating for like 8 years or something like that, 7 maybe. And we were recording videos on our YouTube page under the name Broken Television. They're all still up there.
Yep.
And then we started trying to record like full length videos and giving people like full parts of like 4 to 5 minutes each. And yeah, it was fun. Just pushing my friends and myself to get like a good video and a good part and stuff like that. And, I'm sure Brian can attest to that too. Shooting skateboarders, it can be a lot, but it's a lot of fun.
I would like to do it more. My buddy Mike brought me into it. Mike's doing quite well in the photography world of skateboarding right now.
Yes, he is.
Shout out.
Yeah. Shutter Speed Disorder. Shout out to you, buddy.
Shout out.
We love you, Bob.
it's so cool showing up with him too, because like everybody knows him now, and if I show up at a place with Mike, it's like, oh, everybody is naturally liking me too, you know, which is really cool. So I hope my photos warranted that. But you know, John, when it comes to being a creator, music, and all the things that you do, what keeps you going, man? Like, was there family at the beginning, or was it just you just had to get it done? Like, what was the deal there?
Yeah, so it was a lot of my because I always grew up in a really like musical household. Like my mom had her ABBA and the Carpenters, and my dad had AC/DC and Judas Priest.
Oh, weird.
You know, yeah, there was just like an intersection between the two. Some of them liked electric guitars, some didn't. My mom was really big into disco.
In sync, and my father's more folk music, but.
Oh, right on. Okay, I got weaned on like Gordon Lightfoot too, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, mainly like my grandma too. Actually, she's like living somewhere in Teeswater, Ontario, amongst the instruments and by herself in this like retirement community. So she's very much into it, and nice. I got a lot of the inspiration from her. Yeah, I show her all my music every time I make something. You know, I send it her way via email.
Perfect.
Yeah, I do it to this day every single time. Even if it's like a little video.
Having a family who is involved in music. I remember growing up as a kid with my father's group, the Yeomen, playing 5 years old in Montreal. The Yeomen playing all night long, and here's little me, you know, wanting to sit downstairs and hang out with the family, but no, you got to go to bed. I'm still bitter about that, Mom and Dad. Anyway,
you listening?
Yeah, right. No, they're never listening. But anyway, Aurora, Mark, have you got anything you want to ask?
So John, you mentioned that you stopped skateboarding about 8 years ago. Was that due to the injury Shawn mentioned earlier?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, when I stopped, it was because it was on some bullshit trick too, honestly. Like we were at like Main Street in Newmarket, and I think it might have been like a couple feet high. It was this stage that they set up for like live music and stuff like that.
Okay, I think I know where you're talking.
Yeah, exactly. It's by this big restaurant and this disgusting little diseased foot bath that's on Main and Newmarket there. I don't know why people go in it. Honestly, I don't get it. Get your kids out of there.
Especially with COVID right now.
Thank you. Somebody with common sense.
Yeah.
So they set up this fence, I guess, to keep, you know, us from doing things on Main Street during like the fall. I guess it was something like that. Going into the winter, and I just went to like ollie over it, just like a jump, just one straight shoot. I landed it once. It's on video on YouTube. I swear to God. And then Jarek was like, "Let's snap a photo. Like, let's do it. Like, let's get a picture." And then that's always where you screw yourself over. Honestly, you got to get the photo.
It's always the photographer's fault.
Oh, Jarek, I'm yelling at you now. You're bad. But yeah, I landed funny on it and like just kind of sideways, and like my knee kept going when my leg wasn't, and I felt like a firecracker went off of my leg, and it felt like I was like holding it together. It was so odd. And then I went out in an ambulance and stuff, and yeah, it was this whole thing. And I skated on it for another year or so before I got surgery, which was a mistake. Yep. Because, you know, if you tear your ACL, it inevitably heals, right? And I'm like, oh, you know, this is fine. And then you pop your kneecap out, and then you got to go get your ACL replaced, and that's what I did. And now I just skate from point A to point B.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's the long-winded answer. Yes, that is why I stopped.
Yes. Well, I'm kind of curious how that would kind of change your. I guess for the longest time, skateboarding was your creative outlet. So, was there something that kind of like, what's it called? That kind of transitioned you out of it? Another creative kind of hobby?
No, it was a really dark spot actually. Because like I got laid up for a little while, and then, you know, once you're sitting for a long time, you're hanging out with your friends, you're drinking a little too much, you're hanging out a little too long, you know. And then eventually I started playing music again, and then me and my buddies started running shows and stuff like that in Newmarket at the Grey Goat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got really into music. I leaned in really hard because I needed to do something to have that outlet, right? And yeah, after skateboarding, it was like, you know, no skateboarding, got taken like this dark period, and then music. Yeah, there you go. And just my friends got me through it, like Shawn, for example.
That's awesome. Well, it's great having great friends to help you through it, and finding that creative outlet of music, I'm sure really helped a lot as well.
Oh, for sure.
So you play the guitar and the piano?
No, I don't play the piano anymore. I wish.
Oh, okay.
I wish I had kept up with it. That to this day, I could try it again. But yeah, mainly guitar, and I play some bass. Don't ask me to play a song. I probably couldn't. But yeah, if you play one stringed instrument, you can probably sort of figure out the rest of them. Other than a violin, I don't get it. I still don't.
Yeah, I find you can pick up a bass or something like that and just play what you know from the guitar on the bass, and anybody who doesn't know is like, oh, you can play the bass. A little bit, but if anybody that knows is like, dude, you suck. I'm like, yes. Thank you for noticing.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Lots of fun. So now you said you record some of your stuff. Do you have like full songs that you have that are originals, or is it snippets, riffs, that type of thing?
I have full songs that I put out under a name called Glass Arms for a while, and I was playing shows in Newmarket with that.
Okay.
It's kind of like this like weird little dippy, bright eyes kind of emo thing, think Dashboard Confessional, that kind of stuff. Okay. Yeah, it's on Bandcamp. I can link it to you guys for sure.
Sure. Brian will post it below when we post your video.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. And I've been doing that for a while, and I've been playing in like little one-off bands with some friends and just recording some stuff and throwing it directly online. Yeah, especially throughout COVID, we got a lot of stuff done that way. Getting a little crazy with BandLab. You guys ever use that? It's really cool. Yeah. For musicians that really value acoustic drums, you would not like this at all. Okay. But yeah, it's really synthetic, but it's fun for when you're there you go.
My pencil is a drumstick. So
yeah, for the people at home. Yeah. It's really synthetic, but it was fun for when we were in quarantine. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Is it anything like GarageBand?
It's a lot like GarageBand, actually. Yeah. And it's available on Android. That's the only thing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
you non iPhone users or iPad, Mac users.
How about you guys? Everybody got an iPhone here except for me?
Nope.
I technically don't own a phone. I have one in my possession, but it's not mine.
Interesting concept.
Yeah. Well, it's a work phone. I don't. That's it. I don't have a personal phone. So.
Yeah, I have an iPhone, and
you're
basically
cool
all Apple products.
I got a Google Pixel. I had a very easy. Yeah, and once you're in the Apple sort of sphere, it's very easy to stay there.
Yeah. It's not like I know that Android products are better than Apple products in a lot of ways. They have way more features. However, I don't care about those features. I just want an easy to use thing that's, it's hard enough for me to answer my own messages in group chats and keep up to date with all the things that happen on a phone. So I don't know. Apple just makes it simpler for me. And
user
friendly. I can get a text message while I'm editing my photos on my Mac, and I like that.
The only thing I do like about iPhone that I would prefer to have over my Android is you can like a message in like texts.
Oh,
you can't do that with the Android.
Oh, yeah.
You can like a message and you can reply. Like if you're in a group chat, you can reply directly to that. I think I showed Brian that feature.
Well, yeah, because we're in a group chat for work and everybody's liking the messages, and I'm like, I want to like the messages too. So I have to type it up. I like this message. It's just not quite the same.
I'm Brian. I approve of this message.
All right, guys. So now we're going to move on. If you guys, Mark and Aurora, have nothing else to ask them about their podcast, because actually I do have one last question, but I'm going to let you guys ask first.
I was going to say, so looking at your list of podcasts, obviously a lot of them are just very, very random subjects. I did like the one that you were talking about, slang. So that was kind of neat. That was kind of neat. Some of them I knew what the word was, some of them I didn't. But how do you come up with your topics, or do you just sort of off the wall? I know some of them were headlines, things like that. But how do you normally find your topics that you're going to discuss on a show?
I think it's a mix between because sometimes Shawn will think of something and he'll be like, I have an idea. And I'll be like, okay, let's do it. Doesn't matter what it is. And for me, it'll be something that's like on my mind that week. I don't know. Like when I thought of Star Wars parody porn, I don't know what the hell I was going through that week, honestly.
I didn't watch that episode.
Oh, it's fascinating. It paints a picture. Theater of the mind, you know.
Perfect.
It's something. Yeah. I guess Shawn could speak to that too. Oh, Shawn, you're on mute.
Are you muted?
Uh-oh.
Shawn, I think he's messing with us. He's just mouthing the words.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
He's alive.
What happened? Oh my god.
It's 2021. That's what happened.
Yeah, right. Everything can happen.
I was following along, listening, and for some reason it was just doing a weird thing on my screen. Yeah. No, we never really had like a specific kind of like set way of like going about things. We kind of just bounce shit off of each other. And as friends who have really, sick-minded tendencies and, really terrible jokes and all that other shit, like we just like to bounce stupid shit off of each other. And, that's how we came up with the, with the whole fetishes and kinks thing. And, yeah. Best performing episodes because apparently sex sells and people are, weird as fuck.
People are gross.
People are really weird. They like some really weird shit. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Listen to all 3 volumes and you'll see exactly.
Yeah, but it's nice to be able to like be as weird as we can with each other, and we're like best friends, right? So being weird with each other is not anything short of normal for us, right? But for everyone else, they think we're probably fucking insane, which is probably a well thought out hypothesis there. But no, we never really had like a specific set of topics. We just kind of like talk and I run shit by him and he runs shit by me and I'm just like, okay, fine. And he does the same thing and we just kind of create content through the use of our imagination and whatever the fuck we're thinking about. Really,
I love that, and that's a big reason why I wanted you guys to come on the show. I mean, just hearing the banter back and forth between you, it's very natural. You can tell you're friends. You can tell that you're on the same wavelength with most things because there's never a gap between one conversation and the next. It's like it can just flow from one to the other so easily. And I just thought that was awesome. The point that you made about sex sells, though, it's so true. I did a show when I used to do a web show, like a weekly show previously for 4 years. One of them we labeled naked photography. It was a photo challenge that I give to people. Mark knows about this. Aurora I think knows about this too.
Boy, was I wrong when I submitted my photo, I'll tell you.
It was the first challenge you gave on
never
our
aired
podcast,
that one. We never.
Brian.
What's that, Aurora?
Don't you remember? It was the first challenge you gave on our podcast.
That's right. Exactly.
For people to do naked photography.
That's right. So it was a little bit of clickbait. That was the whole concept when we first came up with it. But ultimately, it's raw, bare bones photography. No editing. No, like one lens in a 10-foot by 10-foot room. You have to make 20 photos that you actually like. Just very simple. No editing. No mucking around with your photo afterwards. So it's like naked, right? Bare bones.
That's a great idea. I think it's really cool.
I thought we were just gonna like pose in front, like strip down to the nethers, and just.
And that's what everybody in Taiwan thought as well. Or Thailand.
Your click-through rate went right through the roof. Your click-through rate.
Most viewed episode of all time, and 90% of it's from Thailand. And I just like, are you kidding me?
Quick question. If you could count how many dicks you saw, how many? I just want to know. I just want to know personally.
Shawn Fernandez.
I just want to know. I love you, Brian. I really do. But I'm just curious of like when you got these photos.
We got
how
none.
many dicks? Oh, well,
we got none. We got nothing.
Well, I have to say, mine was a mine was a tasteful nude. So
good.
It wasn't that way.
Think George Costanza.
I was literally just about to say George Costanza's nude. What?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I'm so glad I asked Brian if we could curse beforehand.
This is great. This is good.
I didn't want to like walk into somebody's house and start throwing F-bombs,
Well, Brian might have to put a rating on this episode, but other than that,
I told my wife that you guys were coming on. She's like, "Well, make sure you don't curse extra either. I mean, just be you." I'm like, "Well, I can only be me." So,
yeah. I always like to say that you never realize how much you swear until you're in a situation where you can't.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
tell
hard.
me about it.
Yes. Yeah. It's me every day. Like it's. And I think that's why I listened to so many of your episodes yesterday, because I'm like that too. Like my mind just goes all over the place constantly. And at work, I have to be serious and you know, not dead serious. Like I do joke around a little bit, but I can't be off the wall and kind of crazy. And that's really who I am. Like when I'm shooting and like doing a photo shoot with a model, we've got models that we use all the time. They're also stunt people, and they're fantastic. And they'll do like they're up for anything. They'll try anything. They'll throw stunts into a shoot. We did an Adam and Eve shoot with them, and it's just crazy. But awesome. I can't be that way at work. I can't express myself that way at work. So I have to be a little more sort of straight.
But this is what creativity is for. This is
for
what
sure.
our creative sides are for, is to get that out of us. I think it's all those people that are not creative or don't admit to being creative or give in to their creative side who go around on these crazy murderous rampages and do stupid shit. Because
agreed,
you got to get it out.
I love the hype. I love that theory too.
Yeah, I just take pictures that look like I went on a murderous rampage.
It's true, he does actually. I like
that. Must be so cathartic, though.
Yeah. Well, I remember we were doing we call it Studio K because we were shooting in the kitchen, and it was 2:30 in the morning on like a Saturday, Sunday morning. And my wife is in the living room. She's on the computer, and she come up with another idea. And she goes, "Oh, hun, look at this." And I go, "Well, hold on, let me finish cleaning up all this blood first." And I had to, because we were using fake blood for a shoot, so it's.
Oh my god! Okay, you got me just now. And,
Yeah, see, but it's like that's a completely normal thing to have said in our house, right? So, yeah,
love that dynamic.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Speaking of horror, when this show is released, it's going to be pretty much Halloween.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we got to talk about this a little bit, guys.
Sweet. Let's do it.
I don't know about you, but Halloween is my all-time favorite holiday. I know it's man-made. I know it's just a bunch of silly, but I love it for that. And I know that there are some people who think of it for, other reasons. And my hashtag in all my video games is Lord Voden, because Voden is the original word that brought zombie. And so I'm big into the zombie thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Long story short. What about you guys?
I'm a big fan.
What's your take? What's your favorite kind of horror genre type of thing?
The bloodier the better. Honestly, I'm weirdly into the old, like, terrible slasher movies that you find on Tubi. Do you guys have Tubi?
No, but I was alive when Elvira had her show, and if you're talking about old B horror movies and stuff like that,
CD.
So like you're talking like slasher films and stuff.
I'm talking about Chopping Mall, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Honestly, it's terrible. But download Tubi this Halloween season. It's like the landfill of everything that Netflix doesn't want.
Okay.
It's fantastic, and even Terrifier when that came out, that was awesome. Yeah, like, the bloodier the better. Yeah, truly.
Wait, Terrifier, was it the clown?
Yeah. Art the Clown, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, saw that one. Yeah.
Nothing like having a few beers and just sitting around and watching some really gory, terrible stuff.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. My wife and I are into a lot of the supernatural stuff, like Annabelle and whatnot.
Wow. Did you see Malignant? That new one?
Malignant? No, haven't seen the new one yet.
Me either. I'm working on it though.
Well, we actually have friends that we used to go to all the time when a new horror movie came out. We went to the theater to saw it, like The Conjuring and all that stuff. It was awesome. We used to go see.
Did you
see the hands clap?
Yeah, I did. What the hell? That was terrifying. Way to pick your spot. Fantastic.
Here, John.
Perfect. I love that. Yeah. Okay. No, those movies are great.
Let's go around the table. Favorite horror movie of all time. Aurora, start.
Oh my goodness. I'm not like huge into horror movies. I love Halloween. I love dressing up in costumes and stuff like that. Halloween movie. Oh man.
You can't say Hocus Pocus. That's a cop-out.
No.
I'll agree to that. That's a cop-out.
Same with Halloween Town. That's a cop-out too.
Yeah.
No, can't do that.
Oh, I like Halloween Town.
Halloween Town is like, if you want to be nostalgic for when you were like a kid kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like that was a big movie when I was like little. But man, I don't know. I think the one that still gets to me, and it's always like a memories of experiences. So one year it was my first time not going out for trick-or-treating. I think it was like grade 8 or grade 9. I think it was grade 9. And I decided that I was going to be the one to stay home in this completely new neighborhood. We were like, at the time I lived in Stouffville, near like the farmer's market in this like completely new residential area. So there was like no trick-or-treaters. We had maybe like 4 or 5 that night. But I was like, oh, okay, I'm grown up now. I'll hand out the candy. So I decided to stay at home, watch Sleepy Hollow, which I'd never watched. I think it's Sleepy Hollow. It's the one with
Ichabod Crane.
Yeah, like Johnny Depp and like Headless Horseman. So I decided to watch that by myself on Halloween when there were no trick-or-treaters, and every time someone knocked on the door or rang the doorbell, I had to like jump up from the couch. So I guess that would be like my Halloween movie, but I'm really into like thriller, like more the thriller kind of stuff. So like Alfred Hitchcock style like suspense movies over like gory. And I love The Walking Dead. That's
right on.
That's the one that I'm kind of into right now. And it was only during COVID. I started watching it during COVID and I caught up. Yeah, I don't know. It was actually Brian. It was when Joseph was he tested positive at the store. And I was like super stressed out about COVID and being, like quarantined and like waiting to hear back from my COVID test.
That
and,
was the most stressful time of my life.
Yes, it was very stressful.
So you chose to watch a thing about a zombie plague?
Makes sense to me. It makes perfect sense to me.
Let me explain my logic for this. I thought it was a good idea. It had just gotten added to Netflix. I thought it was a good idea because there's nothing. I mean, living in that world would be far worse than living in the COVID world.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know.
Nope. I would much rather prefer that. I would much rather prefer flesh-eating people than COVID. This is
because you can cut their head off.
Exactly.
I think all 3 of you are nuts. You're all nuts.
Double tap.
Social cues go right out the window.
I'm on Aurora's side here. I don't agree.
I don't know. It's one of those things that's like it was de-stressing for me to be living in this world where there was like, I don't know, zombies and a plague going on, so that I didn't have to worry about my own COVID fears and I don't know, anxieties in relation to possibly having it. So it was one of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something to that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense too.
So The Walking Dead is, I guess, my newest horror-ish thing. Yeah.
Mark, I know you've got a good one.
Yeah, actually, my favorite horror movie of all time, Hotel Transylvania, the cartoon.
Oh wow!
Just kidding. Blah,
they're all good though.
They are good. They are good. They're great movies. No, probably I like the classics, like a lot of the old classic movies, like Hellraiser and whatnot. But my Nightmare on Elm Street is probably my number one favorite go-to classic. Freddy Krueger, like the original one, it's just awesome. I saw a tweet the other day that was a girl had a dream that Freddy Krueger was coming after her, and in the dream they ran past her dog, and Freddy stopped and pet her dog, and he looks up at her and goes, "What? It's not his nightmare. He's a good boy," and then keeps coming after her. So
get this person a job.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, probably Nightmare on Elm Street. But I like all the new ones too, like all the Conjuring, the Insidiouses, so stuff like that, and then of course Walking Dead. I like it dark. I like a lot of dark content. So you can always tell when I'm creating images. You can always tell when I've been watching a lot of horror movies or reading a lot of like Stephen King, Dean Koontz type of thing, because my images tend to come up very dark as well.
Wow,
interesting.
Is that a stressful creative process?
No, not really. It's kind of fun because my wife is like my muse, and we bounce ideas like you guys do, bounce stuff off each other all the time, and we come up with things. So it's just fun. It's a lot of fun, and sometimes she's the one clicking the shutter because I'm the model, or other times we rope other people into it. But got to be a little bit dark sometimes.
Awesome, I'm with it.
John, how about you, man?
it's a tie between the first Halloween from '78 and the second one.
Oh,
yeah, not what
choices.
happened with Rob Zombie or whatever. I'm not into that. And the fact that they're making another one, can you believe this?
Yeah.
Let it die.
Number 2 killed it. Number 2, I actually really liked the first one that he did, that Rob Zombie did.
Oh, okay.
But the second one that he did just absolutely killed it. It was like Austin Powers 3 Gold Member. Like,
with the horse. And
that was the worst thing ever.
I didn't understand a damn thing about it. And he was grunting. He was making noise.
And then he comes out with 3. Anyway, that's what that was for me.
Oh, also, the third one is really cool. Season of the Witch. When
Season of the Witch is the first one I saw.
If you just completely forget that it's a Halloween movie, just watch it as its own thing. And I love that movie. It's so cool. It's just goofy.
Yeah, it was a good movie. But I'm with you with the reboots. They need to die with the Spider-Man reboots. They all just need to go.
Sorry, Sean.
It's okay. I'm out. It's okay. We're good.
Sorry, didn't mean to offend you.
No, it's okay. I get it. No, it's okay. You don't like, it's okay. It's cool. I get it. I'm just gonna go home and cry later. It's okay.
You are home.
You are home.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Now, that movie idea, what do you think?
What do you mean?
The horror. What's your favorite horror movie?
Oh, mine.
What's yours, John?
I want to say The Notebook, but that was only a horror movie for me. And Dear John.
Turtle Sunshine.
I was working at Blockbuster Video when The Notebook
Ghost
came
with
out.
Patrick Swayze. Yeah.
And man, that was huge.
That one scene.
I've never seen that movie, but
he's a good-looking dude. He really
I haven't
is,
seen it.
He was. It was great. Nobody can mess with Roadhouse. So
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
I love Roadhouse.
I was raised a very sheltered child. Like, I didn't even go trick-or-treating until I was like 16. I'm 100% no word of a lie. My parents hated Halloween, mainly because my mom was like super Christian. So watching horror movies was never my thing. I'm actually petrified of anything horror. So like, if I see something on Netflix and like the little like trailer comes on, I'm like, no, turn it off. Like, I'm like, I can't do it. But I will agree with Brian when I say zombies is like the best thing ever. Now, he might hate me for this, but World War Z was my all-time favorite zombie movie. It was absolutely incredible. I loved it. It was fantastic.
I thought it was a good
Z
movie
with
too.
Tom Cruise.
No, that was with Brad Pitt.
Oh,
World War Z. Like, it was based off that book.
Yeah.
You're thinking of War of the Worlds. That's the one.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That was a good movie too, honestly.
Yeah, him and his like center tooth. Yeah, that thing's fantastic.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, like Ryan Gosling's lazy eye. You can't unsee it.
Google it. I swear to God, it blew my mind.
Oh my God! Now I have to.
Hey, Google it right now. I want to see your reaction when you see it. You're gonna shit yourself.
I think I watched like La La Land or something, and I was like, "Does he have a lazy eye?" And then I Googled it, and he in fact does.
I gotta see his face.
Oh shit, he does.
It's so obvious too. Poor guy.
What?
Are you kidding me?
We've ruined your life, Mark.
We've ruined the life of your favorite actor.
He does. Oh, he's not my favorite actor. I can't even name anything he's been in. But
I assume.
I'm like,
I watched.
yeah,
I watched
he does
Drive.
have a lazy eye. Yeah.
I watched Drive and Blade Runner, and I couldn't take him seriously. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Although
just ruins his cred.
Nobody's face is symmetrical. As an exercise, actually, Brian, Aurora, and I, what we should do is take a self-portrait and then in Photoshop, cut your face in half, mirror it, and flip it to the other side. So you're using the same side of your face. Like, pick the left or the right side and use it for both sides. And you don't even look at the same person because your face is not symmetrical.
I have an issue with my face shape.
Let's hear it, Brian. What's going on?
Well, it's deep rooted. When I was in school in Vermont, in high school, Madame Marquis, my French teacher, we were talking about shapes, and she was using a book with face shapes, and she kept going around. This person here, you have kind of a diamond shape, and you have a round face. And she came to me, and she's like, "You have an oval face." I said, "No, I don't." And I flipped out. I could not let her talk to me about oval face. She was telling me I've got an oval face. It is what it is. But she wasn't going to tell me I had an oval face. And I ended up getting sent to the office. It was a big deal.
I can't. Just the way he was like, no, No, I don't.
I don't have an orange face.
He's like, no, I don't.
I was so pissed off. To this day, I'm bitter about it. Again, I'm bitter about a lot of things, apparently. I gotta let stuff go. I gotta let it go.
All right, so I Googled Tom Cruise as well, and now I see the center tooth.
Yes.
And it's not that the tooth is something's not centered right. His nose is over that one tooth. It's not.
Yeah, it's just in the center.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh well.
All right.
All right. Well, I got to go over my movies, I guess, because you guys are going to ask me, so I'm going to have to ask myself.
Let's hear
it. There's two situations with me and movies. First of all, love zombie stuff. Always have, always will. And just to kind of prove the point, I'm just going to do a quick screen share here. I think
I know what's coming. I know it's coming.
Picture of you.
Let's turn this off. Let's turn this off.
There's one of two images in my head, and I'll tell you if I'm right.
You're probably absolutely right. There we go.
What?
Yeah,
Nice.
zombie
That's
Brian.
gnarly.
That's sick.
gnarly.
Yeah.
So when I do a zombie thing, this is I got dressed up like this for work. This is zombie walk. This is like my favorite thing. But unfortunately, I can't dress like that every day. So
the drumstick sells it. Love it.
Yeah, the drumstick through the head. That took a minute to line up properly. Anyway, as far as movies go, The Shining has to be my all-time scariest movie. And not just because of how good it was, and it kind of checks off the thriller thing for you, Aurora, and it checks off the horror vibe and the scary and the whole thing. But when it was released and when I was watching it for the first time, you got to realize it was a different time than what you guys would watch it today. Watching Jack Nicholson going crazy slowly was the scariest stuff you will ever see. Watching him chase a kid through that thing, the maze.
The maze, yeah.
It just drove me nuts. So anyway, that was a bad one. But the big story for me was on my 13th birthday. We rented all of the Poltergeist movies and we watched them. But then we went and camped out in the backyard that night.
Oh, why would you camp out in the backyard? Why would you do
Because
that?
it was the thing
Why
to
not?
do. You know, we had a bunch of kids over I barely knew because I was living in Mississauga. I'd never lived there before. And didn't really know these kids. So we were having a sleepover party. And we watched all 3 episodes of Poltergeist that were out at that point. And that was freaking crazy. And to make it worse, my father had, those gooseneck lamps?
No.
Lamp with 2 little gooseneck arms that come out.
Yes, I do actually. Yeah.
You go click, 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 and turns them on off. Anyway, we had an extension cord run out to the tent, and every time we would touch the gooseneck part, we'd get electrocuted. So of course, everybody had to take a turn. So is it really going to electrocute me if I touch it? Everybody got electrocuted. Anyway, by the end of the night, we were so scared we ended up sleeping back in the living room. And
I have a very wow. Those are crazy movies. My parents said the same thing. Scared the crap out of them.
That little kid was creepy, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Carolyn.
Now I have like a list of all these movies that I want to see.
There's a lot of really
just don't
great.
have the same hit that they used to, though.
Yeah,
No.
I haven't watched The Shining, but when you said The Shining, it reminded me of Silence of the Lambs, and that one stuck with me.
Yeah.
That was
that's a good one.
a thrilling movie, very scary.
I actually watched The Shining for the first time. Actually, I think what was it? Just at the end, like the end of spring of this year, and. It wasn't like I understand what Brian says about like watching Jack Nicholson like just slowly go nuts as opposed to just being Joker and Batman and already being batshit.
Yes.
Watching him like kind of make that transition very slowly was super fucking creepy. And dude, I'm 27 years old. Like that's terrifying for me even to watch. And I have yet to watch Dr. Sleep, but I know it's out on Netflix, and I really got to watch it.
I want to check that out too.
It's going to scare the ever-living piss out of me. I know for sure.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad you're going to watch it anyway. It's good to get scared once in a while.
Yeah,
the one movie that stuck with me the longest was The Fourth Kind. Actually, when that came out the first time, I forget when that was, but I had a bunch of friends over, and we were watching it, and I remember it ended, and then immediately, like, one of my friends was like, yo, John, can you walk me to the bathroom? So I couldn't even imagine sleeping in the backyard, dude. That would not be happening.
It was pretty crazy. We were freaking out about every little thing, but I was 13 years old. I mean, it was a long time ago.
That's awesome.
All right. Moving on to the next part of our show. This is where we're going to ask you, did you see, and I don't know if I didn't get back in the email that you sent us, the photo challenge, or not the photo challenge. I always say the photo challenge. The challenge that we asked our
the
guests
challenge
to issue.
Challenge.
Did you think of a challenge, or am I putting you on the spot too quickly here?
I mean, I could probably come up with one on the spot, but I mean, like, I don't know about John.
Sean, go for it, man. I should have thought about that one a little more.
No worries.
Challenge.
Oh, I had one actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Zero barrier to entry. Start a podcast. It's fun. There you go. That's the challenge. I thought that would be cool to tell people to try. You know, we never thought we'd do it. It's fun. It was cathartic. Gave us something to do throughout the COVID sort of time. Give it a go. Zero barrier to entry. Give it a go.
Yeah, grab your best friend, ruin your fucking lives together. I mean, because if you do it with your family, that's just going to get weird.
and then you find out who everybody likes better.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. There you go. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
Muffin, look at you.
I'm not going to unsee that, Sean. That's just. I was looking right at you when you did it.
There you go. Wait, we got to go big screen for this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Spotlight this. Oh, no.
With the guns in the background just makes it.
Yeah.
I know, right? Then just got the guns there.
I was going to ask
thing
about
about
the guns.
Everything being on the internet
Yeah,
forever. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
This isn't live yet, so it's okay.
okay, well, I'll show you, but like I'm like pretty avid gamer, you know what I mean? Like I got all my shit. I like to think I'm cool.
Yeah.
In my own space. But like these are just collectibles for now until I actually get to use them. No, not on actual people. I'm not a terrifying human being.
I beg to differ.
Who are you trying to convince?
I swear to God, I'm a nice guy. Swear to God.
I'm a nice man with a lot of firearms.
No, but like they're right now they're just collector's items. I'm also a huge fan of the Punisher. Let me just show you. So
the Punisher's cool. He's like
so
an
I have-
anti-hero. I like the Punisher.
yeah, so I have a couple of statues. This one in particular, I don't know if you can see it. That is Ray Stevenson's head. Okay, right here on a Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid, actually from it's like an old model kit, and that's a custom base. So that is the actual only one in the entire world, and I have it.
It's very cool.
So yeah, my uncle made that for me, which was fucking sweet.
That's
I also
cool.
I also have the War Journal lithograph here, actually signed by Steve Geiger himself, which is pretty cool. I'll take you to my dirty ass room too. Sorry, I'm on a bit now.
Now we thought I'm nerding out on us.
You guys should have seen the pizza box tower he had there.
So I got this shit.
It's gone now.
Okay.
So, this is from Pakistan. I ordered that. It was supposed to be the Punisher vest from Thomas Jane's Punisher, from what I remember. Yes. And then this is actually my vest for when I get to use those guns. At airsoft arenas, obviously, I'm not going to take them out and use
Pakistan?
them on people.
Why Pakistan? What happened there?
I found it on Amazon, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy that because it's a frivolous expense, and I need it.
There you go.
I also have I have a bunch of random like shit lying around. Like this is one I just added
pulls
to the
guns out of
collection.
everywhere.
I have
He's
them
got
everywhere.
guns taped to the other part of his table.
I got them everywhere. I'm one of those guys that just collects a bunch of shit. Like I have the most meaningless shit in my apartment, and it's I'm not trying to display to the world that I'm like a sound of mind human being, because clearly the fuck I'm not. This is just who I am. You know what I mean? Like I like guns, I like cars, I like comic books, I love Star Wars. And if people don't like it, then that sucks for them.
The whole show is called Expressions. The whole point of our show is to let people express who they are and what they love, and that's great. There's no problem with that.
But there you go. I'm mentally unstable, as you can see.
As long as you're not going around killing people, and then we'll have to cancel this show. We'll pull it off the thing.
We established at the start of the show that they are airsoft guns. They're not real. They're not.
That
real
would require a lot of editing.
Yeah.
To get away with.
Sure.
That concludes story time with Sean.
For sure, yeah. We'll just blank out that section of the screen the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We'll cover it up.
Speaking of cool toys and speaking of things that get you through the day and make you feel happy and help you be more successful in life, let's go to our next question, which is tool of the trade.
Ooh.
What do you guys fall back on as something that you can rely on day in and day out to keep you motivated, keep you going, help you through the day? It could be an idea, a concept, a thing itself. But what would you consider to be a tool of the trade? Go for it.
My guitar, definitely. Yeah. If I got to de-stress, I pick the thing up. Let's go. If I want to cover a song, I'll do that. If I want to write my own, I'll do that too. It's a way of de-stressing. I literally do it when I've started working from home, like at work. If I have to take a minute, and I'm like, okay, whew, and then I'll just like play something, and then I'll be fine. Yeah,
I feel you there. That's why there's guitars behind me, because I'm sitting in my office
within arm's reach. You know,
if I need it, I can turn around. There's an amp, guitar.
Exactly.
Away I go.
Yeah, perfect. If you get
You
stressed,
do that with the drums, and you just can't.
No,
even on practice pads, you can't get away with it.
I mean, you could. It's just how many times you can piss off the people that live with you.
Brian,
mother-in-law in the basement.
Brian, do you have you have practice pads or an actual drum set on you in your place right now?
Column A, column B. I've got a practice pad, but I've got my drum set, which is all kind of torn down and not really in full function condition at this point.
What's your opinion on? Oh, we lost Sean. Oh.
Where'd he go, Sean?
Sorry, he left.
Maybe his phone died.
Uh-oh.
Well,
hopefully he'll come back.
Hopefully he'll come back. Yeah. Okay. Well, in any sense, we'll pander until he gets back. When so have you considered getting like an electric kit for your closet or something like that? I've heard that they can be good and bad.
Kit. When I first got married, moved out to Newmarket here. Oh, here he's back.
There we go.
Oh my God, what happened? Oh,
he's alive.
He got sick of us. He's out.
Yeah. When I first moved in with Shelly,
the FBI showing us how they could control you.
Yeah, exactly. They jumped right in here and cut you down.
So I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide.
So I had a full set. I had like a full Ludwig kit, classic kit, Zildjian cymbals, double tom, like double bass pedals, the whole thing. I used to play in a band called 40 Cases Later back in Oshawa with my boys.
Cool name. Really cool name.
Awesome.
Would have been really tight today, actually, because 40 Cases Later would have been like fucking sweet.
No, don't say that.
Brian's like the Neil Peart of fucking Newmarket right now.
Oh, come on. Don't even. I used to carry a picture of him in my wallet in high school. Anyway.
Geese.
Yes, Brian.
Yeah. So anyway, I had that kit, but living in a semi, you can't really play that kind of stuff. So I ended up selling that for an electric kit. That didn't last very long because they're really just as loud. Maybe not just as loud, but the one I had was a trap kit, and you're hitting metal or like plastic rubber pads that are. You hear that, right?
Yeah.
So that still didn't work. Plus, it hurt my wrists. It was really hard to play. Ended up selling that and didn't have anything for 15, 20 years, something like that.
Wow.
And then I finally picked up this kit, which is weirdly the same brand as my very first kit that I had, but the very highest model of that brand. So
wow.
My first drum set was a Rogers kit, and this is a really classic holiday series Rogers kit that I have. So I'm just waiting to fix it up, get it going, and I'll bring it over to the jam spot and probably get to
say hi to Max and then start jamming.
Yes. Actually, it's funny. The only time I've really played, aside from one of our previous guests had me play with him on stage once, was when I went over to the jam spot and I got to play his kit, and I set up a couple GoPros and I recorded myself playing, and it was the first time in like 10 years I had played, and it was awesome. And it's just like we're talking about right here, guys. It's that cathartic feeling you get when you can create and when you can fall back on something you're comfortable with, something you're familiar with playing, and it helps you get that crap out, right? So it was a huge moment for me to get back to play again, and I'm really happy that you brought up something that was letting me talk about it right now.
Tool of the trade. There you go. Boom.
Yeah. Awesome. But it wouldn't be my tool of the trade, unfortunately.
What would be?
I don't play nearly enough. Oh, I said my tool of the trade back in episode 0.
Episode 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 0.
You have to watch episode 0 to find out my tool.
Spoiler alert if we tell you. So.
Anyway, okay, so Sean, tool of the trade.
I want to say John. I mean, he's a tool.
I'm more like a blunt object.
He's my
tool.
He's my tool. I gotta go with it's either my skateboard or my car. I mean, I'm a big fan of the four wheels thing. I getting old now and not being able to go out and skate as much as I would like to. It's kind of wearing on my body, so I try not to do that as much. But I love working on my car. My car actually now is a tribute. Well, not really tribute, but it's something that I always wanted to do with my dad. Always wanted to go to car shows with my dad, and have a car on display for people to like, not just to win awards, but just to share something with that. And he's unfortunately no longer with us, which is a bummer. But I have his name plastered all over the back window. Like whenever I take it to car shows, like people always talk to me about it. And, they ask me about the name on the back. I tell them like, as my dad, like this is something that I know he would have wanted to do with me. So that's just something that, helps me share like a negative aspect of my life, but make a positive out of it. You know, I get to meet new people, and you know, I get to make people laugh. I get to share the podcast with people I've never met before, which is fantastic. But it's you know, good for me to kind of get out and, you know, breathe new life into a different community than what I'm used to, than, you know, other than skateboarding, which is nice.
Awesome.
That's awesome. And what is the car?
It's a Toyota Corolla.
Toyota Corolla. Okay.
It's a hatchback.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could probably send Brian a picture, but I mean, it's.
Oh, I'm finding it for you.
Oh, sweet. It's
there you go.
Believe it or not, it looks like it's blue, but I can assure you it is green. It's a very funky color.
It's blue.
It's fucking green, man. How many times am I gonna tell you this shit?
It's Galactic Aqua, actually.
Galactic
is what he
Aqua.
calls it.
Love it,
Yeah.
Otherwise known as blue.
Blue.
I'm searching through your Facebook to find it. All I'm finding are Guns and Grover.
Perfect. Well, all I can say is, as long as you've got a car and you like it and it's yours and you've made it yours, then perfect.
Yeah. I have a lot of like weird little knickknacks for that my dad gave me when I was young. I have like an old like NASCAR hat that at some point was signed by an actual NASCAR driver, but it faded away because it's been in the sun. So I have that on my dashboard. And then he also gave me a little Spider-Man keychain, which is another reason why I love Spider-Man so much. But it hangs actually from my what is it? My thing. Okay, that's what it used to look like.
The photo. Oh boy,
Brian, if you pull up my profile photo, you probably there it is. There's my Lucille. That's her.
Very cool.
Did you really need to advertise the podcast on the back of your car in this photo here?
Absolutely, of course. I have to.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's me and Lucille there.
Perfect.
He stares longingly into her headlight.
Yeah. Hey man, as many times as I've gotten the joke like, oh, like you're gonna be on My Strange Addiction, you fuck your car, and like I don't. I love
don't. He has to say.
Glad you clarified that.
I don't. Actually,
I promise.
I don't. I
the
swear to
tailpipe
God.
is very attractive, but I walk away.
It's great. It's hot, like really hot. But like I just don't. No, I take
boy.
very good.
Danger.
Yeah.
I try and take very good care of my car. No, this is the third car I've had, and this is one of those things where I take a lot of pride in you know, a $30,000 you know debt collection. So here we are.
I love that.
All right. Well, we've got one more question for both of you guys before we can let you go for the evening. We're almost out of time. The last question, we'll let you go first, John, is what is your jam? What's that song that gets you through the day, or that sparks off your day, or that you can't fast forward past?
You can't ask him that because he's got like a whole library of shit he could talk your ears off all day.
So do I. But every single morning, I tend to listen to at least one song that just gets me amped or something. So do you have at least one song that you want to quickly mention?
Man. Yeah. Let me. Can you come back to me?
Yeah.
Give me one sec. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is going to take me a sec.
Go for it, Sean.
Mine's kind of easy. So
yeah, by Usher.
No. So it's two different ends of the spectrum here. I mean, I guess you could say they're both rock and roll. It's either Spin Out by Elvis Presley, which is a classic. My dad sung it to me. I know every word. Or Hot for Teacher by Van Halen. That shit just puts lead in the pencil. Puts lead in the pencil. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh, do you remember the video? Have you seen the video?
Not yet. I don't know what the hell I've been doing. I gotta watch it.
I feel old. I remember when that video.
I have to do it.
Have you seen the video? Frick, man, are you kidding me? Hot for Teacher, you haven't seen Hot? Okay. That's your assignment if you choose to accept it.
Just YouTube it. Just YouTube it.
I'm gonna
Hot
do
for
it right.
Teacher, it's there.
When this is done, I'm gonna go right there. I'm gonna message Brian right after and be like, "This is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life."
You will. Yeah. I will get a message from you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome.
Perfect.
John, you thought of one yet?
Yeah. So ABBA put out a new song recently. That's pretty fire.
It's true. They have.
It's so cool though, and it's such a good
though?
song. Oh, I'm very serious. Yeah, it's a very good song. Yeah. Okay. I'm quite honest. Yeah. Very good. Check it out. Not the first one, the second one.
I will go find it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a really good song. Or There's this band called Gleamer, and I listen to their albums quite a bit, and the song's called Champ. I listen to it like at least once a day.
That's a good one.
Yeah. They're kind of like slow indie rock, kind of Radiohead sounding stuff. So
sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah, very docile person, as you can tell.
We're hoping one day to go do like reaction videos of all the songs that people have given us their answers to.
Sweet. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun, actually.
One day.
That's
all right.
awesome.
Well, that was fun. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah,
We
thank
say
you so
goodbye. And before I ask our guys if they have any other questions for you, have you got any questions for us? You guys have your own podcast. Let's turn the tables here. Do you have anything you want to bring up or ask us, or
John,
no? Maybe we'll just say goodbye.
You got anything, John?
I do, actually. Okay, I'm trying to think of like something that I can ask that's not disgusting.
Oh, that just takes me right out of the equation.
Go over, click.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Peace, it's been done. What podcasts do you guys listen to? There you go. What are your guys' favorite podcasts? Do you guys have any other podcasts you listen to? And don't say ours, because I know you're lying.
No, I'm going to be honest. I've listened to 2 podcasts, and that's ours because I've watched the episodes that I wasn't on, and yours yesterday. That's it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm a music guy. Like I have satellite radio in my car, and while I'm driving, I'll have an 8-hour drive between towns, and I play my air guitar, and that's it.
Nice. Cool. Brian, anything?
I'm kind of like Mark. I'm all music. Anytime I've got headphones on, it's either Tool, Police, Rush, or something close to those kinds of things.
So good too. Okay.
So that's usually what's going through this stuff. But if I've watched podcasts, I've watched vlogs.
Nice, good.
Like obviously, I've watched my buddy Peter McKinnon do his stuff. I can't watch them anymore because he's just too good. Makes me sick. But yeah, for the most part, I'm not a big. I get very sick of people very easily. I used to listen to Chris Marquardt a lot, a photography podcast, tips from the top floor, and I loved it. I got a lot of great information out of it. And then he kind of did this April Fool's prank and pissed me off, and I couldn't listen to it ever since.
That's the thing about podcasts too. They turn you off, and then that's it. You never return.
yeah, apparently.
Aurora, how about you?
I've listened to probably more than Brian and Mark have, but I'm still not like a heavy podcast listener at the moment. The one that I more religiously listen to, but it's not like religiously, I haven't listened to it in probably like 2 months or so, is, I don't know if you guys know the Try Guys.
Oh, yeah, I do know the Try Guys. Yeah.
Okay.
The tripod or whatever it is.
Yeah, so I used to watch their channel.
Nice.
But then after a while, I'm like, I don't really watch YouTube videos that much anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
So podcast was like, I don't know, the way of doing that. So I listened to the tripod a bit on my way to work and stuff like that when I had a longer commute. So yeah, but then when I started working at the New Market store, I stopped listening to it as much, and then
it's a 5-minute drive. It doesn't.
I don't really have that much time, but now I'm starting to get back into it again.
Cool.
I'm also kind of looking for a good D&D podcast to listen to.
I can guarantee there's like at least a dozen.
Yeah. I like Dungeons and Dragons, but because I play it like once weekly, but I feel like it would be nice to like listen to a different storyline and maybe get different ideas and stuff like that. So looking for one, but
interesting.
I haven't. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, my consumption got weird over the pandemic. It's like 80% podcasts and like 20% music now. It's really odd.
Yeah, I did a flip. I used to listen to more. I used to listen to Tokyo Lens all the time because I love Norm and some of the other ones, but I haven't really since. I had to get away from it. Like, there's too many opinions out there. There's too many people who think that they know what's right, and that just pisses me off because the only people that know what's right for me is me and maybe my wife. Fair.
There you go.
Shelly has full claim over what's right for me. She's allowed to say stuff. But other than that, I'm sorry. Like, not even my mother has full right to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing these days. So
I love that.
I love that Brian loves his wife so much. That's just to me, that's fantastic. Brian, I love you, man.
She's cute. What do you want? I mean,
what do you want? He's such a fantastic human being. I mean, I don't think I've ever been in a relationship as good as Brian and his wife. That's something I can strive for.
I will tell you this: not every relationship is as good as you think it is. No matter how good it looks on the outside, And, just because people are together for a long time doesn't mean it's been, roses since day one. We've had issues up and down, but those are the things that bring people together, I think. And the thing that makes me upset is when people give up too soon and they don't see that, okay, there's a reason we're together. So even though we're having a rough patch or whatever, I mean, there's some things you can't get past, and I'm not like anti-divorce, whatever, but unless you're breaking those cardinal rules, that you could usually work things out, and we've been very lucky to be able to have done that. So that's cool.
That's good. I respect
Love
that.
to hear it.
I respect that.
Thanks, brother. All right.
Okay.
So
I actually got a question, if you don't mind. So we had a question that we always ask our viewers. Now I'm gonna relay it to you guys. I never forget this shit. Are you high?
I'm so glad you remembered.
So, considering this is gonna come out near Halloween, this is perfect timing.
It's so serendipitous. Look at that.
So, John and I give you hypothetically $40. Okay,
each of
$40 each of you. Now, whether you have a partner or not, we need you to go into Spirit of Halloween. You can't spend over the $40, but you have to buy something to pleasure your partner. What do you buy?
To pleasure my partner.
Can't spend more than $40. Spirit Halloween, go.
Brian, if you gotta call your wife as a lifeline, dude, I recommend.
We have gotten some ludicrous shit.
We got some fuck shit. Oh, handcuffs are a cop out. You can't say handcuffs.
Can't say handcuffs. And also not over $40, and can't be that giant It statue. It's got to be like less than that.
Oh, I'm so glad I remembered this because I'm fucking your lives up right now. This is great.
Lord. I'm gonna let somebody else go first.
Yeah, you should play the Jeopardy theme song.
I could do that.
All right,
I could do that.
I'm gonna leave it pretty much open to interpretation, but it's gonna be something from the steampunk section.
Hey,
something with
what an answer.
Something with gears and yeah.
Something powered by gas.
Yeah,
by steam. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Something powered by steam. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Okay.
That at the party store?
Yeah,
they have so much steampunk shit. It's actually like disgusting.
I know.
It's weird. I don't know why
my
people
wife loves stuff like that. We have a lot of steampunk stuff going on. So
cool.
Yeah, she's got like the hat and the goggles. Yeah, it's cool.
We've met the clientele.
You're already prepared. Look at that. You knew we were going to ask this question.
I don't. You know what? Keep your $40. I'm good.
He's got it all in the back room.
Okay,
he's got it all in the back room.
Figured it out.
Oh my god,
that was fantastic.
Whenever Aurora covers her face, you know that she's thinking something.
I don't want to answer this question. I feel very uncomfortable.
That's allowed. That is allowed.
Take a pass.
Aurora, we're gonna leave you out. Don't worry. We don't want to. You could sit this one out. It's all good. But Brian, I gotta know. Man.
But Brian,
I gotta know.
Brian,
dude, man, ever since the first day I met you, I've had so much love and respect for you, brother. I just gotta know. I gotta know.
Jeez, I don't know what that has to do with me telling you what I would buy. I appreciate it.
It's pointless. Don't ask questions.
I want to hear you be disgusting.
All right. What would I get from Spirit of Halloween that would pleasure my partner?
Ask Shelly. Ask her right now. Call her in. Ask her, please.
Oh no.
I've only gotten one person ask their significant other that one. That was a good one.
Oh no.
Yes.
Shell, are you out there?
No way.
I think she's asleep, guys.
Yeah, she's
Fuck.
You lose, Sean.
So close. Fuck. Is he going to wake her up? Oh my god.
No.
This is a dream. No. This is a dream come true.
No. Married 25 years, you do not wake up your wife.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Well, fair enough.
I'll have to answer something. I'm going to say, I don't know, Freddy Krueger costume.
That works just as well.
I mean, they're not really sharp when you buy them from Spirit of Halloween. So.
Nah, they're like like plastic or something.
Brian, I love you, but you're a sick fuck, man.
Immediately judges him so hard.
I know, right?
I'm not gonna lie. When John first asked me, I said one of those like big like Christmas candy canes. And my answer to it was just so dark and disgusting that he actually had to like cut the episode off. Like it was bad.
I wouldn't let that
Speaking
get
of
to the
which,
world.
and
No, it was
broadcast.
bad.
There we go.
That was awesome.
So, guys, thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. We really appreciate your time being with us tonight. Before we say goodbye to you, Mark, Aurora, would you like to close off saying anything?
I just want to say thanks, Shawn and John, for coming on tonight. It's been a lot of fun. It's been. I think we could probably get you guys as a recurring guest. I think.
Sweet, let's do it.
I'm down.
I think we need to have you on with Ryan too, because he's a little off the wall.
I was so upset. I shouldn't say I was upset. I mean, the whole reason why we have 4 hosts is that people don't have to feel bad when they can't make it.
Yeah.
This is all about mental health. This is all about making ourselves feel good, bringing ourselves up. So I feel bad that he couldn't be here because I know that he would click with you guys. But at the same time, it is what it is, right?
It's a reason for us to come back.
Exactly.
That's right.
Also,
Perfect.
it's a reason for us to have you guys on our show.
Oh, look at that. Return the favor.
Hey,
Why not?
if we are ever invited, I guarantee myself I will be there.
Invitation's always open for you guys. Absolutely.
Awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Thank you so much. Aurora, anything else you'd like to say?
I just want to say thanks so much for being on. I was right; it was going to be a funny episode, so a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
sorry
God.
to answer that question.
Yes.
I felt a little uncomfortable.
Most people do.
Okay, I'll go back to it, and I'll just say a costume. I'll just say
Hey,
a
there you go. A
costume.
costume. Perfect.
There you
It
go.
works.
But I think it was a really fun time, and I'd love to have you guys on for another episode. I know Brian was talking about when you do come on. We were thinking about doing like a specific topic or something.
Oh, I have so many ideas. I had so many ideas to do with show. One of which was the expressions itself.
Yeah.
I talked to you guys about this.
The
when we were gonna
expressions,
have you on earlier.
the root of expressions and where they
Yeah.
came from.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great
I think
idea.
That'd be a great conversation to have you guys on for.
Yeah, because
So-
I think it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you were doing your slang bit, I was thinking of that Brian and I had, we'd all talked about that. So
Call it a done deal. Let's do
that's
it.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll make
That'd
it
be pretty
so.
cool.
We'll be
All
back.
right.
Yeah.
But until then, thank you again, guys. Thank you so much for being on our show this week.
Thank you.
Mark,
Thank you.
Aurora, it's great seeing you guys again this week. Thank you so much for being back. And to Ryan, unfortunately, couldn't make it, but we will see you next time. And to all the folks that have watched us this week, thank you very much. And I hope you leave some comments and let us know what you think. Maybe subscribe to our channel and go check out the other guys here. Check out their podcast. It's hilarious stuff. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Planet Pointless. I don't know where you guys came up with the idea for Planet Pointless, but
Alliteration is fun.
it's perfect. I love it. All right, guys, watch them, watch us, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Bye.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye. One of you is not a fan of superhero movies.
That would be John.
Right. And that's me. Like, I was like, oh, have you seen the new Spider-Man? I'm like, nah. Like,
I don't give a shit.
I saw the first couple, and I'm like, what's the fucking point? Like, I don't know. Like, it's Spider-Man. It's just that Uncle Ben dies. He gets mad.
Yep.
He
Dude.
bugs a bunch of people. Nobody
How
knows
come
who
there
he
are
is.
so many versions of the exact same story?
Thank you. What the hell is going on? There's another one with like all 3 actors now? Is that what's happening?
Let me
Apparently,
explain.
yes.
What a
Let me-
cash grab. Good
Let me
job.
let me explain. I'm a huge Spider-Man nerd, okay? Brian, to put it in perspective, so there's a multiverse, so there are different universes with different
That means-
Oh,
Spider-Man.
there
Nothing to me.
is a multiverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Multiverse, great.
different universes have different Spider-Man.
There's a multiverse.
I've seen them.